Central Bank is confident that economy can grow 3.9% in 2021. Pras is optimistic to get double-digit revenue growth in 2021. Good evening. Market Headlines is ready to provide you a number of informations from business, economic, and capital market sectors. And as the pandemic is still ongoing, we will provide you the latest COVID-19 information. And please stay safe by taking some simple precautions, such as physical distancing, wearing a face mask, avoiding crowds, cleaning your hands, and having less mobility. With me, Wicky Adrian, this is Market Headlines. Central Bank stated that economy still has the opportunity to grow above 3.9% by the end of the year, only if the COVID-19 vaccination process and COVID-19 handling policies run faster.
Bank Indonesia again revised the forecast for Indonesia's economic growth until the end of the year. Bank Indonesia Governor Prasetyo said that the economy in 2021 is expected to grow in the range of 3.5 to 4.3% with a midpoint of 3.9%, down from the previous projections of 4.1 to 5.1%.
Kami melihat ada potensi akan bisa lebih tinggi dari 3,9%. Bisa dengan kebijakan-kebijakan, tentu saja vaksinasi yang lebih cepat sehingga herd immunity-nya bisa dicapai lebih baik, dan penerapan protokol COVID. Demikian juga perbaikan ekonomi global. Demikian juga belanja fiskal dan stimulus-stimulus dari moneter maupun juga kebijakan-kebijakan paket terpadu.
Prasetyo sees that the economy still has opportunity to grow above 3.9% by the end of the year if the COVID-19 vaccinations process go faster and the implementations of COVID-19 handling policies are carried out quicker. Jakarta, Rahajo Pakmo, IDX Channel.
The Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Erlangga Hartarto, emphasized that the change in terms of from emergency PPKM to PPKM based on level 1 to 4 was based on the governor's request during a limited meeting with the president.
Kemudian istilah darurat itu memang kita harmonisasikan dengan level 1, 2, 3, 4 karena memang ini ada permintaan juga dalam ratas dengan para gubernur, di mana para gubernur juga mengusulkan bahwa istilahnya dirubah, demikian pula dari publik agar mendapatkan kejelasan antara kapan kita masuk dalam level 1, kapan level 2, dan kapan level 3, dan level 4.
In the extension of the PPKM level 1 to 4, the government also adds social assistance for the community and provides wage subsidies for workers who are affected by the implementation of the PPKM. Jakarta, Gilang Praditya for IDX Channel.
Tax revenue in the second semester is expected to be achieved by the government. Director General of Budget of Finance Ministry said at least there are 4 mechanisms to be done.
The Directorate General of Customs and Excise will pursue an increase in customs and excise revenue in the second semester by optimizing supervision to take action. The Director General of Customs and Excise, Askolani, revealed that there are 4 focus activities that will be carried out to increase customs and excise revenues this year.
Optimalisasi penerimaan kita di semester 2, dari sisi kepabeanan cukai, pertama kita akan memperkuat pengawasan untuk kegiatan importasi eksportasi sehingga semua pentarifan sesuai dengan ketentuan dan sesuai dengan volume yang dilakukan di lapangan. Yang kedua, kita akan memperkuat untuk penelitian ulang kalau sampai ada potensi dari penerimaan yang kemudian masih dimungkinkan untuk bisa diperoleh oleh Kementerian Keuangan. Yang ketiga, langkah-langkah penindakan dari barang-barang ilegal itu juga menjadi salah satu sumber daripada penerimaan kita.
While in the last one, the Director General of Customs and Excise will align the interrogations of a joint audit business process with Director General of Taxes and Directorate General of Budget. From Jakarta, Rajo Pakbo, IDX Channel.
And moving on to global update, China has rejected the next stage of a World Health Organization plan to investigate the origins of the coronavirus pandemic. Meanwhile, the latest study showed that 2 doses of Pfizer or AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine are nearly as effective against the Delta coronavirus variant. More stories on today's International Minute.
China has rejected the next stage of a World Health Organization plan to investigate the origins of the coronavirus pandemic. The WHO wants to audit laboratories in the area where the virus was first identified. But Zhang Xiyin, Deputy Health Minister, said this showed disrespect for common sense and arrogance toward science. WHO experts said it was very unlikely the virus escaped from a Chinese lab, but the theory has endured. Boris Johnson and Ursula von der Leyen have failed to reach agreement on UK demands to reshape post-Brexit arrangements in Northern Ireland. The PM and President of the European Commission spoke earlier about the UK's suggested changes to the Northern Ireland Protocol. Von der Leyen said that the EU will not renegotiate the original deal, but a Downing Street spokesman said the PM reiterated the protocol is unsustainable and must be changed. The number of Americans seeking unemployment benefits rose last week from the lowest point of the pandemic, even as the job market appears to be rebounding on the strength of a reopened economy. The Labor Department said Thursday that jobless claims increased last week to 419,000, the most in 2 months. The number of first-time applications, which generally tracks layoffs, has fallen steadily since topping 900,000 in early January. 2 doses of Pfizer or AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine are nearly as effective against the highly transmissible Delta coronavirus variant as they are against the previously dominant Alpha variant, according to a new study. Research published in the New England Journal of Medicine on Wednesday showed the vaccines were highly effective against the Delta variant, provided a person had received 2 shots. IDX Channel reports.
Market headlines will be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Kita sempat terhenti seperti jarum jam dinding yang tidak berfungsi. Ada mereka yang jatuh, ada mereka yang sakit, ada mereka yang kehilangan, ada mereka yang meninggalkan. Mereka pergi bergerombol dalam gelombang bernama kematian. Pakai masker, harga mati. Gak pakai masker, bisa mati.
Hai Sobat Investor, kalian ingin tetap bisa menabung meskipun keadaan keuangan kalian sedang sulit? Dengerin tips berikut ini ya. Kita masuk ke tips yang pertama ya. Nah, yang pertama, kalian harus memenuhi semua kebutuhan rutin kalian terlebih dahulu nih. Barulah setelah itu kalian bisa mengalokasikan pendapatan kalian untuk memenuhi kebutuhan pelengkap lainnya. Kita masuk ke tips yang kedua ya Sobat Investor. Jadi penting sekali bagi kalian untuk menutup hutang sesuai dengan kemampuan kalian. Selain itu, kalian juga perlu menentukan utang mana yang harus kalian dahulukan untuk dilunasi. Selain itu, penting juga untuk selalu menyesuaikan dengan uang tunai yang kalian miliki. Tips selanjutnya yaitu tips yang ketiga. Jadi kalian penting sekali untuk menekan biaya bulanan nih Sobat Investor. Jadi kalian juga memang harus memangkas kebutuhan yang memang sifatnya hanya pelengkap saja. Dan penting sekali bagi kalian untuk mempertahankan biaya bulanan yang sifatnya memang untuk kebutuhan utama kalian. Tips yang keempat terkait dengan pengelolaan aset. Jadi jika ternyata penghasilan yang kalian miliki ini tidak bisa menutup kebutuhan kalian, maka kalian bisa mempertimbangkan untuk menjual aset yang kalian miliki. Tips yang kelima, jangan lupa sisihkan sekitar 10% dari penghasilan kalian untuk ditabung di tiap bulannya. Dan saat keadaan keuangan kalian sedang sulit, tidak menjadi alasan untuk gagal mencapai impian. Jangan lupa ya, harus selalu rajin dan juga disiplin dalam menabung, sobat investor.
Welcome back. As buy later, pay later service becomes popular, the Financial Services Authority stated that the public needs to understand that it is still debt. Therefore, OJK gives tips to pay later users for using the service.
OJK spokesman Sekar Putih Jarod said that the pay later service offered by the marketplace or e-commerce is collaborations with financial service institutions. Each marketplace platform collaborates with different partners with different business model, and the service is more or less like credit but a payment delay. Therefore, OJK provides 5 tips for those who are interested in using pay later. First tip: limit the loan according to the ability to pay. Second tip, users must understand very well about the contract agreement, because after all, the service is accommodated by financial service institutions, which of course operates under Financial Services Authority's supervision. Third tip, pay off installments or pay later loans on time to avoid fines. Fourth tip, pay attention to the interest rate or service fees of the pay letters. And finally, the last one, know the penalty for the late loan repayments. IDX Channel reported.
Since the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, people are advised to stay at home. Many people prefer to shop online, which in turn encourages an increase in purchases through e-commerce. In this era, e-commerce offers so many digital payment methods. Therefore, let's see the popular methods nowadays based on a survey. This is the data from Katadata and Kredivo. Digital payment methods in e-commerce in current year, most of them using e-wallet. And after that, we have bank transfer as one of the methods that being used by the people. And then mini market 39%, pay later 27%, debit card 11%, credit card 6%, and other method 1%. And the results of this research show that pay laters have the potential to be increasingly in demand as a fast, safe, and convenient payment option. Pay later is estimated to be one of the fastest growing digital payments in e-commerce in the past year. The study shows that nearly 90% of consumers are aware that pay later is a payment option. Moreover, during the pandemic, pay later users increased better than ever. Let's see the proportion of pay later users in the next graphic. This is pay later users in pandemic. 33% of the people that had been surveyed say that they never use the method. 17% seldom, sometime. 28% often, 13%, and always use pay later as their payment method, as much as 9%. And we compiled the data from Institute of Socio-Economic Development, or RISE. And plus, based on the results of research by Kredivo and Katadata Insight Center, payments using the pay later method are increasingly in demand during the COVID-19 pandemic. And based on a survey, it is known that 55% of pay later users are currently new users for less than 1 year, while 41% of consumers choose the pay later feature to control monthly expenses. In the survey, it is stated that those who have used pay later stated that they are very satisfied, and 50% of them plan to use pay later more often than before. Kredivo's VP of Marketing and Communication said that the pandemic has changed many things in people's daily lives, including people's behavior when transacting digitally. Indeed, pay later is becoming more popular as consumers look to spread out the payments on large acquisitions without using a credit card. So which most favorite pay later apps so far in Indonesia? Let's take it through the next graphic. This is most favorite pay later apps in Indonesia. First one is Shopee, as much as 54.3%, Gojek 50.5%, OVO 28.9%, Tokopedia 18%, Traveloka 11%, and Pagi-Pagi 5.5%. In daily social survey, respondents use pay later feature the most on Shopee, which is 54.3%. However, recently there was a viral moment of a woman that had to pay Shopee pay later up to 17 million rupiah, while she only took 450,000 rupiah. Tempted by the pay later facilities offered, she shopped online often, but instead of paying before the deadline, she could not pay it until it accumulated in 1 year. And this is lesson learned, of course. The mere use of buy now, pay later loans could lead to overspending. 2/3 of those who have used the financing said it cost them to spend more money than they would have otherwise. But still, people love pay later service these days, and the hype is projected to continue until years ahead. And let's see the global projection of pay later service in the next graphic. As you can see, this is the projection of pay later hype, growing rate at 39% a year, and market share will be doubled by 2023, and 3% of global e-commerce will use the pay later service. And specifically speaking, buy now, pay later in United States grew 215% year over year in the first 2 months in 2021, according to an Adobe analysis. Vice versa, in Indonesia, the growth is undeniable. So are you interested in making pay later? Remember, before you sign up, proceed with caution. While you may be tempted with a low or 0% interest rate and an easy application process, make sure you read the fine print and see your ability to pay the loan. So be wise on using all payment methods. If you pay your balance off on time, in accordance with the installment plan, the pay later can be really cheap and basically interest-free. Stay tuned on Market Headlines because we'll be right back after the break.
Awalnya nggak langsung yakin, tapi setelah ikut 2 kali acara edukasi Bursa Efek, akhirnya tertarik juga.
Karena mudah, saya ajarkan ibu-ibu lain, sampai anak saya juga ikutan.
Selesai dagang, saya bawa 100.000 untuk nabung saham. Hasilnya jelas sekali.
Yuk kita nabung saham sekarang.
Datu membawakan program berita News Screen yang menghadirkan informasi seputar ekonomi maupun juga bisnis dari dalam negeri.
Awalnya memang pengalaman pribadi dulu ya Mbak ya. Jadi kalau awalnya itu saya sebelum usaha itu sempat bekerja dulu gitu. Karena saya pengen memperbaiki gitu pola hidup dan pola makan saya pada waktu itu gitu.
Oke, jadi secara tidak langsung sebenarnya keluarga pun mendukung ya Kak Sandra untuk menjalani bisnis ini.
Deal-dealan ya Mbak ya sama suami. Kalau oke, kamu cari modal, saya mau mulai usaha gitu.
Biden mengatakan Amerika Serikat akan membagikan setidaknya 20 juta dosis vaksin COVID-19 resmi Amerika Serikat.
Apakah ini lagi-lagi akan menjadi sentimen yang cukup positif atau justru sepertinya bisa jadi tidak sesignifikan sebelumnya?
Menurut saya sih kalau dilihat cerminan pasar beberapa hari terakhir sih nggak ada efeknya.
Indeks harga saham gabungan ditutup di level 5.833.860 dan ini merupakan level terendah dalam beberapa bulan terakhir.
Welcome back. At the Jakarta Composite Index intraday movement earlier today, JCI was opened at the level of 6,145.76. And then approaching the closing time of the first session, the index was on the level of 6,098.14. Then the index was showing weakening trend by the second session closing time. Index was closed at the level of 6,101.69. In short, JCI went down 0.58%. And next, we're going to see the sectoral movement leading the dynamics of today's trading. We got transportation and logistics as the leader of the strengthening trend. The It went up 2.43%. Cyclic went up 1.27%, and we got non-cyclic as the leader of the weakening trend that went down 1.82%, and industry went down 1.00% or 1%. Moving to top gainers and top losers, here are the key highlights from today's trading session. Arto went up 2.99% to level of 16,350 rupiah per share. Antam went up 1.95% to level of 2,620 per share. Agro went up 8.64% to the level of 2,390 rupiah per share, and BRIS went up 2.33% to the level of 2,640 rupiah per share. Meantime, the top losers for today's trading, we got BBCA went down 1.95% to the level of 30,175 rupiah per share. Unilever went down 4.48% to the level of 4,800 rupiah per share. BBRI went down 0.77% to the level of 3,870 rupiah per share, and Telkom went down 2.76% to the level of 3,170 rupiah per share. And next, we're going to see the intraday movement of rupiah towards US dollar. Opened at the level of 14,508. Rupiah was also showing weakening trend towards US dollar. Was closed at the level of 14,527. In summary, rupiah went down 0.48%. Supported by positive performance at the beginning of the year, Petros is optimistic to obtain double-digit revenue growth in 2021.
Supported by positive performance achievements at the beginning of the year, Papros is optimistic to aim for double-digit revenue growth in 2021. Papros posted quite an impressive performance in the first 3 months of 2021. The company managed to record a net profit of 7.15 billion rupiah, whereas in the first quarter of 2020, Papros still suffered a net loss of 13.83 billion rupiah. Meanwhile, from the top line, the company's revenue shrank 1.77% from the previous 229.36 billion in the first quarter of 2020 to 225.29 billion at the end of March. According to the corporate secretary Zahmili Akbar, one of the management's optimism is supported by products related to COVID-19 owned by the company. However, disease performance cannot be separated from the performance of other products that are Pareto Papros. IDX Channel reports.
Regarding the establishment of Ultra Micro Holding, Bank Rakyat Indonesia has the potential to obtain fresh funds of up to 40 trillion rupiah from the right issue.
Bank Rakyat Indonesia has the potential to reap fresh funds of up to 40 trillion rupiah from the rights issue, so that the Ultra Micro Holding Plan can have large capital to expand in increasing financing in the national micro and ultra micro sector. As is known, BRI is lined up to be the parent of the Ultra Micro SOE Holding Plan. Head of Research at Samuel Sekuritas Indonesia, Surya Dharma, said that the issuance of new BRI shares for the establishment of the Ultra Micro Holding was a very big corporate action. He projects that the company has the opportunity to raise fresh funds from public investors of around 40 trillion rupiah. The funds can be used for capital strengthening and future business development. Previously, BRI published information disclosure regarding the planned rights issue. BRI became the holding company for SOE in the ultra micro sector, starting with the implementation of capital increase with preemptive rights. IDX Channel reports.
Vale Indonesia announced a decline in nickel and matte production in the first half of 2021. The production of nickel matte in the second quarter of 2021 fell 20% year-on-year.
Metal mining issuer Vale Indonesia announced a decline in nickel in matte production in the first half of 2021. Vale Indonesia CFO Bernardus Imanto said that Vale produced 15,058 tons of nickel in matte in the second quarter of 2021. The production volume fell 1% from the first quarter of 2021 and 20% lower than in the second quarter of 2020. In total, production volume in first semester reached 30,246 tons, down 17% year-on-year. The decline was due to maintenance activities and lower nickel levels in the first quarter of 2021. Bernardo said that Vale Indonesia maintained its full-year production target of 64,000 tons in 2021, while previously Vale Indonesia and two partners, Taiwan Iron and Steel and Shandong Xinhai Technology, officially signed the agreement for the Bahodopi nickel processing facility. IDX Channel reports.
And step aside from market condition as coronavirus pandemic takes big role in current economic situation. And here it is an update data about coronavirus globally. And the news close our market alliance today. Please enjoy our next program on IDX Channel, Your Trustworthy Economic, Business and Capital Market Channel. As the COVID-19 pandemic is still going on, keep protecting your family by following the health protocols, wearing face masks, keep your distance and stay away from crowds, and wash your hands through running water. And also continue to support the vaccination program to accelerate the creation of herd immunity. I'm Wicky Adrian. Have a nice evening and stay safe.
Kementerian Pariwisata dan Ekonomi Kreatif meminta untuk segera menyetujui usulan dana hibah sektor pariwisata dan ekonomi kreatif.
Mengenai 2021 kami mengusulkan 3